Hey everyone, DC Multiverse dude here with a fairly late look at the DC Multiverse Titans collector-build Beast Boy wave. Now, this has been out in the United States for a while, but it's only just made it to Australia. And thanks to my good friend Travis at Fett's Hideout Toys and Collectibles, he was able to ship these out to me really quickly. They've just hit our shores. I'm really excited to look at them. I've put the link for Fett's Hideout in the description, so please check them out together with a discount code that you can use. Look, my first impressions are this is a really, really cool wave. I was thinking of looking at these figures individually and reviewing them individually, but I think as I look at them like this, the way to do this is to review them as a team and see how they look together. I think that might be the best way. I think they'll really shine. I'm looking forward to cracking them open, so let's get to it. So here, out of the box first, we have Dick Grayson, Nightwing. Here's everything he comes with. You'll see we've got Beast Boy's torso, put that to one side, and we have the trading card, Nightwing from Titans. You can pause that if you want to have a read. But, in addition to the classic McFarlane display stand. But other than that, he doesn't come with anything else, which is really quite shocking. Doesn't come with his Screamer sticks, and indeed his hands are closed fists, so there's no chance of even putting your own Screamer sticks in there or importing them from another Nightwing. So that is unusual. And there he is. You'll see that he uses the body buck of John Kent, Wally West. It's been used a few times now. It's very, very slender. It's a tough one because in many ways this is a really great Dick Grayson Nightwing. The head sculpt is really cool. I think the hair's been done really well. It's kind of captured his attitude and his expression really well. The blue emblem across the chest leading into the hands and down the arms, I think is really well done. It's almost good. Like it's almost great. It's good, but almost great. He's a little bit thin. Doesn't come with any accessories, which I think is disappointing. And he might probably be my least favorite of the wave. He's probably the dullest. But again, let's just see how he looks in conjunction with all the other figures. Next up, we have Donna Troy. Now, Donna, you'll see, comes with Beast Boy's arms. Put them to one side. She comes with this enormous sort of claymore broadsword thing. You'll see that it's cast in this sort of very dull pearl grey. Doesn't really look like metal. I think they could have done a bit more with that, used a different material, added a bit more paint to make it actually look like metal, but there you go, that's her sword. She comes with a display stand and the usual trading card. Then you can see Donna Troy, and you can pause, of course, if you want to read more about her. In terms of the figure itself, she's very good, very, very good. The head sculpt is maybe a little bit angrier than I would like, but it's really well done, well painted, well detailed. Her hair looks great. It's kind of got a blue rinse in it. You'll see that her pauldrons are like chipped. The sculpt is really detailed, same as her gauntlets. There's a terrific texture on the torso. It's sort of textured here and then flat. It's just a mixture of textures and colors. Even though she's quite monochromatic, the texture work really elevates this figure. So she's not boring to look at. Just a really great balance between detail and classic design. She on her own, I'm a big fan. I really wish we could get a classic Rebirth Wonder Woman sort of with the same, design philosophy, detailed but classic, a good mixture of color and texture and tone. She's a winner on her own. And again, like Dick Grayson, I'm really excited to see what she looks like as part of a completed team. Coming up next, we have Raven. Now, Raven comes with Beast Boy's head and 2 hands. We'll set those aside. She also comes with these 2 fire effects, which I believe are sort of meant to be magical spell effects that sort of peg into her wrists. We'll have a look at those later, but they're really interesting. They're sort of cast in a beautiful translucent pink plastic with a single peg in there for the wrist to go in. What's interesting about these is it's just going to look like they're popping out of her wrists. There is no sculpted hands in there. Could look a little bit weird, but you know, we'll have a look later. In addition to the display stand, she also comes with a collector card with, you'll see, a completely different design to what the figure is. This is a more classic Raven design, probably the one that most people would have liked to have seen. I like this one. I think it's really cool. This one's better. But anyway, it is what it is. Let's have a look at the card. You can pause if you want to read up on Raven. In terms of the figure herself, she's really good. This head sculpt is really, really nice. The paint is really detailed. There's fine sort of tracing of lines around her eyes, you can see. And it's been done really, really carefully, which I like. I really like this sort of emblem there and her belt. It adds a pop of color. And what kind of, it's hard to see on video, but in person it's quite clear, is there's this really nice texture in the sculpt. It's very subtle, it's not smooth, it's not matte, it's kind of gives like a leathery look. Same with her cape. If you look at her cape, it's got this beautiful stitching in it. Yeah, she's really nice. This one's articulation will be a little bit more limited in the head because of this hood piece and because of the cape inhibiting sort of the shoulder movement. But, you know, other than that, she's good. I think unless you've got a real aversion to this particular design of Raven, yeah, she's probably up there with Donna as my favorite of the wave. But as always, it'll be curious to see what she looks like as part of a completed team. All right, last but not least, we have Arsenal. Now, Arsenal comes with the collector build Beast Boy's legs. They're very big and heavy. He also comes with a nice range of accessories. He comes with a quiver and a chunk of arrows. Now, that's intended to sort of sit in there, and then you simply peg it into his back. There you go. He also comes with this quite nicely done bow, but what you'll notice he doesn't come with is a single arrow to actually shoot with the bow. So he comes with the quiver and the chunk of arrows and the bow, but no single arrow, which is just bizarre because you're going to want to pose him with an arrow drawing back the bow. Anyway, it is what it is. Display stand and collector card. You'll see that the design of Arsenal here doesn't actually match the figure we've got, but you know, it's a reasonable approximation, I guess. And here's the back of the card if you want to pause and read up about Arsenal. So, in terms of the figure, a unique sculpt from top to bottom, filled with texture and detail. I mean, all those straps, all those textures, I mean, it's all new. This is a new body. It's incredible to see a character like Arsenal get a unique sculpt. I mean, that's incredible to me. You know, Dick Grayson got a reused body. Arsenal got a unique sculpt. Go figure. Really not a lot of paint on this figure, but what's there, like this painted on tattoo and there, is really, really cool. The head sculpt is a little bit strange. Like, I think, you know, it just looks a little bit plasticky, those glasses, you know. Some translucent plastic might have looked better, I don't know. The cap looks good. His design here is a bit awkward. It kind of looks like he's wearing a bra with straps, like a one piece. But you know, he looks okay. He's fairly source material accurate, so I can forgive that sort of look. I think generally in the comics, he's not this sort of color brown either. It's a bit of a darker maroon or something like that. But, you know, largely there's, you know, no argument as to who this is. It's Arsenal, it's Speedy, and he looks really, really cool. I don't have attachment to this design or this character, so he's probably not one of my favorites, but he's very cool for what he is. And I'm curious to see how he sort of fits in the ensemble. Right, so here are the Titans together with Beast Boy assembled, and this is sort of what I wanted to get to, because I think what my favourite thing is about this wave is the sort of eclectic mix of textures, colours, sizes, body builds, genders. It's just a really cohesive, great looking wave. Everyone looks different, everyone looks unique, but they work together beautifully. All the colours match and complement each other. You know, they're all in a cohesive art style, but they're all sort of different. It's a really delicate balance, and I think this wave sort of knocked it out of the park with how they look. Yeah, as a team on the shelf, you know, I think they're a must-have. Any individual figure, you know, I'd say Donna Troy and Raven are the standouts. Beast Boy, which I'll get to in a minute, he's also excellent. But I think if you're going to pick up one or two, it's Donna or Raven. But ultimately, why would you be picking up two? You've kind of got to pick up the whole squad. You know, I think they look tremendous. You'll see how good they look together. One thing I will say, and it's sort of what I alluded to earlier, is these accessories for Raven are a little bit odd. They just peg onto her wrist, and you can see the little wrist peg, and it doesn't look like that's her hand conjuring a spell. It kind of just looks like the spell is coming out of her sliced off hand, which is just sort of a weird look. I wish they'd sculpted a hand in there. But yeah, great looking team. Now just to show you Beast Boy, put him up front. Now this is not sort of the Beast Boy that everyone first thinks of. When they think of Beast Boy, they think of the gold label version, which is more slender, more boyish. Obviously, this is more of like a Hulk/Beast version of Beast Boy. I happen to like it. I think it creates contrast and difference. I think that head is awesome. I love the texture on the suit. Keeps it from looking flat. Very similar to sort of the Green Lantern and Atrocitus figures. That sort of stitched look I really like. He's got tremendous sort of fur details on his elbows, fur details on his shins. Yeah, like I just think this is a winner. He just looks great from any angle. He's big, he's heavy, he's substantial. He makes the whole set a really good value when you consider that you're getting all four figures plus this big heavy Beast Boy. You know, even with the price increase recently, you know, you can see at least there's the value. Overall, I think the major disappointments are Dick Grayson not getting any accessories and not getting a new sculpt. I think he really deserved a new sculpt. You know, Raven's hands should have been sculpted inside the sort of spell effects. I think Arsenal could have used a single arrow. But other than that, you know, it's a great wave. I really like it. I'm really glad I picked it up. Thanks again to Fet's Hideout Toys and Collectibles. Great to deal with and ship these so fast. Really impressive. I'm going to work them into my display soon with the rest of the Titans. And until then, see you next time. If you enjoyed this, leave a comment, like, subscribe, all that. And if not, well, maybe you'll like the next one. See ya.